We welcome you in, Eagles Insider Dave Spadaro, with the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese, who is our Santander Legend of the Week.
Again, it's tough to be that two times in a row.
I told you that you're our legend of every day.
Well, if the Eagles can win 9 in a row, I guess I can be your legend 2 in a row.
Well, also a member of the Philadelphia Eagles Hall of Fame. Of course, you knew that. Merrill, we've got a big one on Sunday night, a fun one on Sunday night, a real test for the Eagles after just a string of blowouts. I think this is a game the Eagles need to have. Your thoughts?
I agree with you, Dave. I mean, you win by blowouts week after week after week. And let's face it, these have not been great opponents. You need a test. And you're facing a Seattle team that is playing with desperation. They're 7-4. They lose another game. They're looking at playoff chances to become more and more long shots. So it's a big game for them. It's a fired up, electric atmosphere. And this is the kind of game that the Eagles need to toughen them up because when you get to the playoffs, they're going to all be tough. So this is what you need for your development.
It's interesting. Last year, the Eagles went to Seattle and lost the game, and it was a lopsided game, but the offense didn't look completely out of sorts. A couple of false start penalties on Jason Peters. Carson Wentz seemed to handle the crowd very well. How much better will he be this time around?
I don't think there is a thing externally that can affect Carson Wentz. I just think he has an enormous amount of poise. Nothing bothers him. He's unrattled. That doesn't mean he's going to have all great games, but the crowd is not going to upset Carson Wentz. He's been through that. People thought when he came here, he's on the big time. Here's a guy who grew up in North Dakota and played in Fargo and Bismarck. But you know what? This is the most calm, cool, collected guy. He has a veteran's mentality. So whether or not he has a great game or a good game, I'm not worried about Carson Wentz being overwhelmed by crowd noise.
Your thoughts on the matchup, Eagles offense against the Seattle defense, still missing some pieces, as we know, but quite a good defense.
Well, they do have a good defense, and they have a good front four. They have good linebackers. The safety to watch out for is Earl Thomas, one of the best in the NFL, but the corners are not all that. I mean, one of them we got to know close up and personally, unfortunately, Byron Maxwell. And the best thing about Byron Maxwell is he played a part in the Eagles moving from 13 to 8 to 2.
Right.
And getting Carson Wentz in the other corner. I don't know, Richard Sherman's out, Chancellor's out. So they're not a great secondary. But again, give Carson Wentz the time, and I think he'll burn them downfield.
Your thoughts on Jim Schwartz and the game plan against Russell Wilson, who, if you haven't watched a lot of Russell Wilson, you are missing a quarterback who really does it all and has had to do it all for a depleted Seattle offense that can't run the football very well.
He's an elite quarterback, and the thing that makes him elite and unique, and Jim Schwartz pointed that out at his news conference, is the fact that he doesn't just scramble side to side. He uses the depth of the field. How often have we seen Russell Wilson suddenly run backwards and then roll around, and by the time he does, a receiver is open? No receiver is ever out of a play.
Merrill, this game is at CenturyLink Field. A lot of noise, world record for decibel level at a sporting event. What's it like for you in the broadcast booth? Is the noise a hindrance? It's
not a hindrance. We have headsets so they can raise the volume a little bit. We never yell anyhow because you modulate your voice, and it's exciting. That's what it is. It's really exciting when you're in a stadium and you can almost feel that stadium shake. It's a lot of fun, but I'm just looking forward to a great game. And when you're out there, the weather's usually nasty. It's raw and it's cloudy and it rains from time to time. That's football, Dave. I'll take that over a warm dome any day.
I know you don't like the domes. We don't have to worry about that. The first leg of 3 games on the road for the Philadelphia Eagles.
All outside, I might add.
All outside, and some good opponents in Seattle and Los Angeles. Merrill Reese, our Santander Legend of the Week. Look forward to listening to you and Mike Quick once again this weekend.
Thank you, Dave. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be on with you.
Thanks, Merrill Reese, and thanks for joining us.